the partner class so that we have more of those deeper dives. Had one yesterday at 12:30. I think everybody liked it. Also get the progressive exercise system. Cool little perk. And there's some other perks in addition to that. For $47 a month or more, it really becomes more of a product, where people are still feeling led of the Lord to contribute. And in return, we give them amazing value. We give them daily journal checking. There's some new cool tools and features we're trying to get released that we're still working on. We've demoed those a couple of times so that the partners can see we are working on them. You get to be a part of the accountability system, the buff system. Hey, hello, baby. You want to sit here and do it today?
Sure.
Or do you want to sit in your office?
Sure, I can sit here with you.
Come on. The buff system, think martial arts, white belt, blue belt, purple belt, brown belt, black belt. So there's some subjective and objective criteria that you have to meet that would help one maintain their weight loss for life. A lot of folks do relapse because they stop doing what they did to lose the weight. So the buff system is an accountability system, a recognition system. It's a personal honor to receive your advanced ranks. And so we just do a lot of different things for our partners. And I think probably the best way is for you to ask the partners, do they find that it's worth the extra donation or money or however they want to look at it. Hey, everybody. Be happy to have you as a partner. We need all the partners we can get. This is a labor of love for us. We're trying to do something that they say can't be done. Weight loss, wellness, amazing support, daily support, care, accountability for peanuts. They say it can't be done. And we're still doing it. In Jesus' name.
Everybody that we talked to about how to market it or advertise for it, they all want us to come up with a widget or come up with a thing or a
now they want us to get shots.
Right. And they say you're never gonna make any money doing the way you're doing, and we are just that's part of the whole reason why you named it what you did as Shibboleth, because you just are a firm believer that people need to be educated and that we have to it's hard work. And as I think that's why a lot of doctors' offices and a lot of programs out there have ended up resorting to just a shot or a pill or even prepackaged foods, really, because it is really hard to change someone's mind. It is really hard to get in there and help somebody to understand. You guys know, as you're trying to talk to people too about how to do the program or what it's like. It's until they're ready to hear it and realize that it's going to take. It's a change. It's not even hard work. It's hard to make the change is what's hard, because once you figure it out, I feel like it's probably the easiest program out there, but it's the change that's the hard part.
Yeah, and doctors, they're treating illness. They don't have time to do the hard work that they know is necessary to change a life, and that's listening to people's problems, meeting them where they are. Change is challenging, but Sasha and I believe in we believe in the scripture. He who is within me is greater than he that's in the world. And we're told every day now, what y'all are doing is not going to work. People do not care anymore. And it certainly feels that way most days, but then there'll be somebody like this brother right here, y'all. If you're new, you need to listen to this. I don't have his permission to name his name, but I'm not making that up, right? People say Travis makes
Oh, no.
These crazy things
Nope.
happen to me all the time. But this is day 182. I got a text message from a brother. I'm not at liberty to give his name, but he is going to do an interview. So I'll just tell you his name's Sandy. If Sandy gets mad at me, then sorry, Sandy. Sandy Parsons. Day 182, I'm down 193 pounds. Focus, hard work that you have taught me. It's all in Jesus, though, brother. Just remember, you let the Lord use you and make this possible. Not a bit of this would even be possible without your guidance, without the Holy Spirit. I'm all in. One of my coworkers I have inspired to help get down 65 pounds, and my wife is down 27 pounds. So if you don't think the program works, now here's what worked. The willing and wanting heart of Sandy. All we can do is, it's kind of like that movie, The Matrix. Sasha and I get to be Morpheus. We believe in you. You're the one, but do you believe you're the one? That's what it takes.
Mm-hmm.
All right, this is our Friday Q&A, a little laid back because it's Friday, TGIF. Thank God it's Friday. You got to watch The Matrix, Buffy. You have to. Any questions?
Yes,
This is our Q&A session. We ask all of our members to go through Fast Track, take the test, pass test, earn the badge. If you have any questions about Fast Track, it's a good time to ask those questions. Earning, I got a big dose of that drive. Can you smell it too?
Uh-huh. You okay?
Ooh.
You might have over medicated trying to get your sinus stuff
Hey, if
out.
you're new here, we're a little more laid back today than normal. I think it had to do with the Boston Terriers keeping us up all night.
Oh my goodness, yeah.
But anyway, we're here to answer your questions, keep you moving forward. There's no reason at all for you to be frustrated, stuck. No reason. We're here to answer every question, keep you moving forward, keep you excited. All we ask in return is that you have a willing, wanting heart, and if any good things accomplished, you give Jesus the praise for it all. Any questions for us this morning? Nutrition, behavior modification, anything? You might want to click the Q&A button over here.
Hey, Travis,
Yes, ma'am.
we have one of our sweet members that said she just realized last night that she has been sleepwalking, and while sleepwalking, she's been eating in her sleep. So real quick, before you answer that, I had a friend that did the same thing. And so what she did, because she was opening up her cabinets with poisons and chemicals underneath, and so she was so afraid that one night she was going to pour some chemicals down her throat thinking she was drinking something else. So what she did is she locked her cabinets, and then she also prepared some foods that she was allowed to eat, like peanut butter and jelly sandwich. She prepared them and she put them in her refrigerator. So at night when she was sleepwalking, those were the items that she would eat instead of bad stuff. So there you go.
That is smart. I think whoever's going through that, we need to listen to Tammy's advice. That one's a little over my pay grade. But definitely that could be dangerous. So I would seek some help with that. I would certainly seek out some qualified medical guidance concerning that. If you're sleepwalking to the point that you don't know that you're eating and that you're eating and finding out when you wake up that you ate, I would definitely seek, it's not a laughing matter, I know it, I would definitely seek some medical guidance so that you don't do something to accidentally harm yourself at night. I'm sorry that I'm not qualified to answer that one.
Yeah, that's definitely something else that's going on, because you can't, like Tammy said, that's probably the best thing is to just set out stuff that you can have.
Yeah.
But I can't even imagine that you would be aware enough to pick a right thing. But it's definitely something I would share with the doctor, because
she said she woke up eating chips. Then I would definitely and y'all, that's a serious thing, because that shows you, when you're think about that. When you're asleep, you're definitely tapped into your subconscious. And your subconscious is doing that's on autopilot. I always like this example. When I was learning to drive, I was aware I was learning to drive because my father was yelling at me, and it was very taxing, right? I was learning to drive, and it seemed like getting from work to home was days because you're consciously having to learn to drive. But now I get in the car and I wind up at home. I don't even remember how I got home, but I got there safe because it's in my subconscious. I do it on autopilot. And unfortunately, we also do that with our eating habits now. And you can see you just subconsciously went right to the chips. So I would definitely do what these ladies are suggesting and make sure you have Shibboleth approved chips, so that if you're sleepwalking and eating and you don't recall it until you wake up, or doing things out of being on autopilot, make sure you're at least eating something that will control insulin, right? But definitely get some medical supervision for that, please.
Mhm.
We don't want you to hurt yourself. I had a college roommate one time, and we were in the dorm, and he was a sleepwalker. And he woke up one night, 2 a.m., 3 a.m., was sleepwalking, and he was hitting on the door, banging on the door, going, "Let go of me, Travis, let go of me, Travis." And he was a guy who had a very effeminate voice. I was in the bed, and he was going, "Let go of me, Travis, let go of me." And all my friends in the dorm, they come knocking out. I said, "Dude, I'm not touching you." But he's like, "Oh my gosh, I was sleepwalking." And so it's a serious thing. It's funny, but it's also very serious because he was scratched up and bleeding where, like, "Travis, what did you do to him?" But I didn't do nothing. He was sleepwalking. He was fighting something in his sleep. So it's real. I know it is. Praying for you. Bonnie, if you use MCT oil in cooking, can you also use the ghee butter, or do you use one or the other? Well, let's think about that. Anytime we're adding additional calories, are we speeding weight loss up, or are we slowing weight loss down? Anytime. So our fat, the excess fat we're trying to get rid of, stores excess calories that we're it's a storage facility. Fat cells are little storage facilities for these extra calories, and you're trying to get your body to use them and empty that storage facility out, so to speak. So while we're emptying it, if we're also adding unnecessary calories, then we're going to slow that process. Now, can you use MCT oil and ghee in the same eating episode? You can. Just try to stay within in those situations. If you're a person that likes to experiment in the kitchen and add a little of this and add a little of that to make a meal more flavorful, if that's your thing, don't be thinking adding MCT or ghee helps you lose weight faster. It doesn't. But if the thing is you're somebody in the kitchen, you're a foodie, and you love to cook and prepare and love to experiment, and you like to add a little, let's try a mixture of this and a mixture of that, then you might want to do this instead of following your portion rule. You might want to follow a calorie rule for Shibboleth, where you're still eating Shibboleth approved foods, still following the Shibboleth Shield, but you monitor your daily calorie intake. In which case, if you're trying to lose body fat, you need to be at 8 times your ideal weight in calories. So if you're like, "Hey, Travis, I want to add a little bit of this condiment and a little bit of that, I want to experiment," then definitely make it a calorie thing for the day for yourself while following the other components of the shield. Does that make sense? I want to make sure that makes sense to you. Ideal weight times 8, Miss Bonnie. Then you could experiment in the kitchen. Perfect. Because just the mixture of ghee and MCT is not harmful. if you're ending your day in a calorie deficit, what you're doing is taking something that's 100% MCT, something that's 40% MCT, and putting them together. Now you've got about 60-70% MCT instead of 100%. But I get it. It's like popcorn. I can pop it in MCT oil, but I much rather pop it in ghee butter. Tastes better. Anybody else?
I feel like there was a question. Oh, you got that. I'm gonna scroll through this side and see.
I'll let you have the time there.
Okay. I'll do that. Let's see. There was okay, Melissa had asked, Melissa Holden, what food would you recommend if you have this problem of eating at night? I'm down 35 pounds ish. So I've been through therapy, need some ideas. So eating at night, so that's there's a lot of questions we could ask there back to you about how what are you eating at night? What time are you talking about? Are you talking about 6 p.m., 9 p.m.? Are you talking about, and when you're talking about therapy, you've mentioned that for a reason. So I want to make sure that is that something that we need to address also is, is maybe, is it because of your eating habits? There are some great foods that you could keep. The freebies are always going to be the best thing if you're feeling hungry and you need something. So, pickles and, or something that's less salty, like, cucumbers, or drinking something, maybe even like an extra, if you haven't had that, then maybe sometimes just putting something to your lips. I know sometimes for me, I have to really think about it, but if I do use a Healthwise hot chocolate or something that I've got to sip on for a little while, it makes me feel like that I'm eating longer, or am getting a little bit more time to have that satisfaction of putting something to my mouth, which is, so it's drinking something. So, but anyway, if you have some other ideas about that, stay busy, take a walk. Those are also some things, of course, that you can do. Reading. I sort of I like to pick at stuff too. He tends to like the popcorn. And, it can make that last a good while, just because it's just be disciplined, one at a time, and make it last a little longer. But there's definitely freebies, go grab you some broccoli out of the fridge, or celery or something too.
I would say, first off, let's change these mental patterns a little bit. This is not just in reference to Melissa's. I didn't mean to interrupt.
No, go ahead. I had asked you.
Melissa says, what would you recommend if you have this problem of eating at night? I'm down 35 pounds. I have been through therapy, need some ideas. So we're having to throw some darts in the dark there, right? Because we don't know what kind of therapy, what you're dealing with. I'm not real sure how to approach it from a psychological standpoint. I'm a wellness coach. So knowing more about what you've been in therapy for would help. And I know that we can't do that in this group setting. So just that, okay, that individualizes the answer. So I can give you a universal answer, and I can give answers for everybody here that's listening. And first of all, you don't have a problem. Let's don't talk about, got it, binge. Let's don't say that you have a problem. Okay. Let's take a look.
Sorry. Does that bother you? I was trying to scroll back to her to see if she'd answered it yet.
Please. Just for a minute.
Okay. Sorry.
All right. So we might
about men.
We might not want to do this again.
He told somebody the other day, he said, it's one track. We can only focus on one thing at a time. I said, that's a myth. I said, women, we can focus on a dozen things at a time. I'm like,
it's driving me crazy over here.
That's just you. But no, I'm sorry. I was trying to see if she had answered that question. So, but she had said binge.
Slow down.
She had said binge eating. I'm sorry. I should have stayed in there so I could navigate my own. Hey, you invited me over
Well,
here.
but when somebody's scrolling for me, that means there's a problem for me to deal with. And
Oh,
you're just
gotcha. Yeah,
scrolling to
no.
be
I was
scrolling.
just looking, yeah, I wanted to see if she had answered my
See, we
question.
need
She did.
therapy. We need therapy too.
Okay, back to the program.
All right.
You were talking about her
Well,
saying that
my
it was
mind, you're
been
switching
eating.
gears a lot faster than I can. I'm manual transmission and you're automatic. So now I got to put the clutch in and go back to this.
Sorry about that.
Yeah, there's a lot to unpack there. But first of all, I want to give you the right answer. Okay. Yeah, you're right. Scripture and faith is the right answer. Let me give you the next right answer. Stop doing it. Stop it. Is that the Dr. Laura answer? Stop.
It is.
Stop doing it. That's the answer, right? So let's go back. Sasha was switching gears too fast for my old clunky manual transmission.
I'm sorry.
Let me put this in first gear. Let's go. Let's do it in gears. So we're going to answer this question. I'm shifting and I'm putting it in first gear. Okay. Here's the right answer. Stop doing it. Just stop. You're not an addict. Don't define yourself because you've been in therapy. You are not a binge eater. You binge ate, but it doesn't make you a binge eater. Do y'all all see the distinction in what we just did there? Good people do bad things, right? Right? Good people do bad things. But that doesn't make them bad people, correct? Same thing here. Do not label and define yourself as a binge eater. You were binging. That's not who you are anymore. You don't do that. You're not going to do that. Now, before you try to find void replacements so that you can graze and eat at night, let's look at the real problem here, okay? Which one of the following things, you may not want to answer this here, but which one of the following things are triggering that? Boredom, loneliness, stress, anxiety, worry. You got to first look at that, because one of those things, the need for entertainment, the need for constant pleasure, not being comfortable with yourself. I used to say this in class. I would say this before I lost weight, I would say, I don't like people. That wasn't true at all. The problem was that wherever I went, I was there and I didn't like myself very much. So there's a lot of things that's causing that. But at the end of the day, you've got to focus on what you truly want. Do you want the food that you typically would binge on and get a little mouth pleasure from? Do you want that? Or do you want a lean and healthy body? It is truly up to you. We can talk about the gray area to satisfy everyone here in our new culture and society. Correct? Do you see what I'm talking about? We can do that. It makes people feel warm and fuzzy. It does. It makes people, do y'all see her face when I start talking like this? It gets tight, like, oh no. She has to put on a permagrin. He's going to hurt. I'm going to get a request for cancellation. But really, we could do the warm and fuzzy, and there's some merit in the warm and fuzzy therapy. There's some merit in there. There's stuff that we can unpack and that might help. But let's get rid of that. Let's just cut to the chase. Stop doing it. You either there's something motivating you to do it, right? So you're motivated to do it because there's a pleasure in it. But in your mind and heart, you haven't built up the pleasure big enough. You're like when I would say, I want Brad Pitt abs. It wasn't that I wanted Brad Pitt abs. It was that I wanted everything that I thought that would give me. Self-confidence, self-esteem, comfortable in my own skin. It's really that simple. Do you want this or do you want this? Which one do you want? if you want the lean and healthy body, stop doing it. Just stop doing it. Quit going to the pain. Here's another thing that I know. This has nothing to do with her question or concern. It really doesn't. But I see people all day, or hear about people all day, or see it. I literally see it when I spy on my clients. They say that they want to lose weight, but they've got food porn all down their profile. Have y'all seen that happen? That literally their whole profile, every second or third post is something they shouldn't be eating. They're trying to lose weight. They tell me they want to lose weight, but all down their profile for days on end is food porn. I'm not getting any amens. This food porn all the way down for days. And I'm like, you're surrounding yourself with the enemy. So at night, are you getting up and going to the pantry, going to the fridge? Here's what I used to do. I would sit there, I'd get bored, and during commercial break, I'd get up and I'd go to the fridge and I'd look around and I'd go, oh, I really want that, but I'm not going to do it. I was just my own worst enemy. And I'd go sit back down. Next commercial, I'd look again like something might have changed in there. And I go sit down. By the third commercial, I'm binging, because I couldn't get my focus off of that momentary escape. That's what it is. It's a momentary escape. But is that momentary escape worth the pain that comes with it the next hours, the next day, the next week? No, we all know the answer to that. So when do we write in our journal, and when do we forge in the deep groove in our mind and in our heart? Look, I know that this seems like something I want to do. I'm focused on the taste and the flavor of it right now, and I'm not focused on the invisible side item that comes with it. Everything that you consume comes with an invisible side item. Everything. Do we all stop and ask, before I consume this, what is the invisible side item that comes with it? Because they all come with something. Now, do you want that side item? You know what it tastes like. You ain't leaving, are you?
I am. No, I'm just checking to see if she's here yet.
Don't leave.
I have a new person starting.
Oh, we got a new team member.
I'm checking real quick. I'll be back. You're right.
What is that invisible side item that comes with that binge item that you're consuming? Is it something that you want in your life? Is it something you prefer? Let's do that for a minute. Let's go through an exercise. So let's say you're sitting there at night. Is everybody with me? Can I wake y'all up? Can we go through this exercise together? So let's say you haven't learned to deal with your loneliness yet in a constructive way. So you're lonely, you're lonesome. Then we haven't solved that problem, but you go and you get in the pantry and you're lonesome and you're watching America's Got Talent. Okay, or you're catching up, you TiVo Days of Our Lives. Is Bo and Hope still on there? Are they still alive? Is Bo and Hope still on Days of Our Lives? I love that. Bo and Hope, Roman and Marlena. It canceled. Days of Our Lives canceled. Oh Lord, is Marlena still full of the devil? Anyway, back to this. So it's triggered. No, Marlena was possessed with the devil, Brian. Yeah. So Beth says, I don't realize I'm lonely until I get out, right? So anyway, we look in the pantry. Here's the Doritos staring at us. And the Doritos, she's still possessed, Karen? Good gracious. We need to have a meeting. All of us need to have a group together where we catch up on Days of Our Lives. She's just susceptible to Satan, isn't she? That pretty woman. Why do you reckon she does such good work that Satan's always attacking Marlena? Her powerful mind gets turned against her. Kind of what we're talking about here, right? No, Buffy, I brought it full circle, just like that. Marlena had a powerful mind. And when it's turned against her own self, that's what we're dealing with here. We turn our own powerful minds against ourselves. And so we're getting in the Doritos. Here's the Doritos, and they're going, eat me, I'm crunchy goodness. I'm cheese dust. I'm delicious. Eat me, eat the Doritos. Yeah, baby. You know you're going to love me. So you start eating the Dorito, or starting to, right? But stop right there and ask yourself, what is the invisible side item that comes with this? And here's what my mind says: heartburn, acid reflux, regret, shame, angry with myself, not reaching my goal. See, I see all the invisible side items. If I haven't had all of my eating episodes and I see Quest chips, I go, oh, there's no bad invisibles, tastes good, preserves my muscle, controls insulin. What's the downside? If I've already had my eating episodes, then it's right back to the invisible side items. You know, well, I'm going to be mad at myself if I have a holiday. I've worked so hard today. I'm one perfect day closer to achieving my goal. And if I have an extra eating episode that I'm not allowed to have on the honor system, I have to mark it at a holiday, and then I'm going to be mad at myself. I need to push through here. I need to not quit on myself because it's almost bedtime. It's being aware, becoming an aware eater, and always asking yourself, what's the invisible side item? Then when you get the answer, which do you prefer? I think at the end of the day, even though I get in trouble at times for this, we're all adults and we have to ask ourselves, what do I prefer? If I eat that Dorito, it's because I'm motivated to eat it for some reason, and I prefer the outcome because I know what outcome I'm going to get. And I must prefer that. If you don't prefer that, then stop doing it. It's that simple. It's like this. I do not prefer steak. I'd rather have hamburger meat than steak. Honest to goodness. If somebody grills me a steak because they invited me, I'll eat it and love it, but I prefer hamburger meat. I don't prefer a steak. I know that about myself. I don't prefer it. So rarely will you catch me eating a steak because I don't prefer it. This is no different. You're just not thinking about the invisible side items. I'm going to ask you, which do you prefer, A or B? A, the pain of regret. Do you prefer that? Or the pain of a little discipline? Which one do you prefer? Do you prefer regret or do you prefer discipline? Which will it be? This is the decision we're all, as adults, faced with each and every day. And I know we want our cake and eat it too. So we think. We don't really. You don't even want pleasure all the time, because if you had pleasure all the time, then you wouldn't know how to define pleasure. You never have pleasure anymore because you're having pleasure all the time. We think we want pleasure all the time, but pleasure all the time, I was doing that thing I do, that pleasure all the time becomes hell. Carolyn wants me to answer something. Will you please share where I can find a list of approved products from the wellness store? They are all in the food library now. But Tammy, can you send that list to Carolyn, please, if you're still listening? I went on a trance-like rant. I'm sorry about that. Carolyn, thank you for breaking up my trance-like rant.
Oh, man. I heard it back there. But yeah, the link is, I think we have a link to just, if you look up wellness wellness products or wellness company or wellness in the library, actually, I'll do it right now because I'm on mine too, then you should see all of those products that are approved. Did you show them the bar that I just have that is amazing?
And hey, by the way, Patricia, and I will, Sasha, Patricia, have y'all all seen my product where I go over each and every product and how to use them?
For the wellness company?
Yeah, if anybody needs that, let us know here. Tammy, I don't know if you know that Tammy and I put together a form that has all of the products in there and me going over each and every product and how to use them. So Paige needs it. There you go. That's not Tammy, that's it. But could you also get the constant contact for Karen Klein to CC?
You know what, Tammy, we'll have a sidebar on this, but we need to put that link in the website too. So
Which link? The CC link?
Yes. Yeah. I'm sure it's with a video or something. It should at least be with the video, some of the videos, and then it can be in the food library too. You're goofy today. Look, that granola bar is so good. That's delicious. Where's the cover? Where's the box?
The box, it looks delicious.
Yeah,
I wanted to
I'm
eat the
surprised
box.
because I was really happy with that one.
You gotta have these before 4 p.m. though.
Yes.
You
and
cannot
can
have
tell-
them after 4 because
What do you do with
it
that
will
box?
be too much insulin.
I'll have to find that box. It's I know you brought that box. Is it in
All
the car?
of the products should already be on the website, Nellie.
They are now they're on our website, but you have to get them through the wellness company, and we can.
Oh,
show you.
yeah. We can't put them we can't put them in our store. It's a shopping club. Sorry about that.
Yeah, there's
Name of the bar is Simply Fit Chocolate Chip Drizzle.
let me see where that is. There are, oh, wait a minute. We might need to get more specific too about what we call, how they search for it, because I see.
I asked them to
Okay.
put together a filter button called the Wellness Company. If you
Okay.
could have Sergey do that, it would be fantastic.
Okay. Yep.
And
And
then when
then-
you go to that.
Yep. This is this one.
If we've got new people here, they're like, I'm never coming back. These people are crazy. All right, so need to make sure that it has our link in there so that they can go to the store itself.
Yep.
I
need
don't
to put
see
that at
that
the
link
bottom of the
anywhere.
site too. So that particular bar, the one that we have, is they have some different flavors of that, but it's called the Simply Fit Chewy Snack Bars. So if you ever liked the granola bars and stuff, this one is really good.
Taste the quality.
This one is chocolate chip drizzle, and the one online is chocolate caramel coconut, which sounds really good too. And this one, I wasn't really sure what I wanted, but what I did go in and go ahead and we did go ahead and to get it's like the sample kit. So it had a bunch of different stuff in it. You can get one that's just food and one that's just cleaning products and one that's just makeup and stuff. But I got one of a little bit of the one that had a little bit of everything. And so I was pleasantly surprised because I'm usually like, well, like y'all are like, can you just send me a sample of something before I buy a whole bunch? And so I was glad to get that one because I really love it. It's really moist and tender. And so it's good. It's going to be my breakfast.
Yeah,
So
Melanie, it is an approved snack on the program, but Sasha and I, we prefer to keep our eating episodes very light, so we use it as a meal episode. In the morning, you could also have this with something like a health-wise high protein hot chocolate. That would probably make it even a better meal, be a little longer lasting, boost that protein. You would not want to have this after 4 p.m. Chocolate has an amazing one that tastes like a Baby Ruth bar.
Mhm.
It
Hey, y'all.
Yes, ma'am.
I just wanted to let everyone know that if they go to the food library and they type in wellness, it will bring up all those wellness products. And if you click on any of them, underneath the description down there, there is the video attached where it tells about all of those wellness products. So they can watch those videos just from the food library, from chicken, checking out any of those products.
Yep. We got a lot.
Anybody else? Any other questions before we go?
The reason I said that, Tammy, is just I noticed when I put wellness in there, it also brought up the Olay Extreme Wellness tortillas, which, so I thought, okay, we might need to, but everything else looks like it's right on. So that was the only thing that I thought, that's the only other thing called, but there are 44 products in there and it tells you how to have all of them. So
44 different ones. I hate to see the people that are canceling and just signed up, because they're amazing products. It's something we'll probably be taking the rest of our life. Good stuff.
yeah, yep. Did you get through everybody? Jimmy Dean's
Ashley's
Jimmy
got
sausage.
questions about Jimmy sausage.
Oh,
I can't wait for this. I love Jimmy sausage.
What's
Here it
it?
is over here.
okay.
I have a question. The Jimmy Dean sausage rolls, I know Jimmy Dean things are in the library. What if I took a Jimmy Dean sausage roll and make sausage out of that? Do you understand?
So Jimmy Dean must have, okay, so Jimmy Dean sausage, but I don't know if they have we'd have to look and see if they have a lower fat sausage turkey, like maybe they have raw, you're talking about the raw packets, I think. And so we need to see if they do have if they have one of theirs that's a low fat or because I think most of the Jimmy Dean products are turkey that are approved. But let me just look real quick, because you don't want to make it from their normal, pork and stuff. You want to make sure that, and I don't know that I've ever seen it the links like that in those packages that are like raw meat, and you can make cook the sausage like that. I think I've only, let's see.
Yeah,
I've only seen
I'm not sure I'm understanding the question. We'll come back to it. Nellie, while you're looking, Nellie says, I got so much product and I'm confused. Well, the first thing that I would do, Nellie, is set up a one-on-one and let Joni make some sense of it for you, so you're not feeling confused. That's free to you, and she can look at what you've got in the pantry and in the cabinet and help you make some sense of it. Now, what I'm reading, you have Advocare and you have the wellness company. I would take my product. You don't have anything there that's not awesome. You just don't need to take it all together. And it's got a good shelf life. So I would start with my Advocare, assuming you have, what do you have though? I'm guessing if you have MNS, I would start with that, assuming your doctor's on board. And then when you get done with that, then just take one piece at a time. If you tell us the specifics, we can help you with that and help you put together a plan on how to use that. So it sounds like you're all in. You just got a lot of it there. You're looking at it and you're feeling a little overwhelmed. I would probably get that 15 to 20 minute consultation, and we can get you right on the right path, because everything that you've said there is stuff that's going to help you. As far as the vitamins, once you've depleted your current inventory, once you've taken what you've already purchased, don't go waste money. Go ahead and consume the good vitamins that you have. And then once you've depleted that inventory, if you're looking for a daily package that has everything in it, I would recommend Peak Performance. And I would probably recommend the brain health one for you, Nellie. That's the one I'm taking. Hope that helps. Did y'all figure out the sausage?
Yeah, I don't see any sausage in that's approved. Jimmy Dean, their sausage, that comes in the links that it's raw, and it's usually pork sausage. And
now, if we're talking about just their sausage, though, she can't have that at all.
Right, that's what I'm saying. It's
except
not
for on a holiday.
Right. No, the only
or a line day. She can have.
That's true. That's true.
You can have Jimmy Dean sausage, regular sausage on a line day.
Yep.
You can have it on. Do you know what a line day is? Was it Ashley?
Yes, she said it's a pork sausage with 210 calories.
Ashley, are you looking at it now? And how much protein does it have? Tell me how much protein, then I'll be able to reverse engineer. You can back into it once you know the protein. So there's only, now check this out, Ashley, and you'll understand why I say it's not approved. Are y'all ready? Y'all ready to learn something? Y'all ready to learn something? See, I already know everything about that product. Does anybody remember how many calories? See, that just like that. Beep, 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 beep. I'm better than artificial intelligence. So, yeah, right. I couldn't even switch gears on a thought earlier. But anyway, do y'all remember how many calories are in a gram of protein?
We need a little Jeopardy-like music. Oh,
Four.
9, 4.
Four. So if it had 9 grams of protein per serving, how many calories from protein per serving does it have? 36. She says it has 210 calories per serving. Just per serving, not the whole package. 210 calories. Only 36 of them are protein. It don't have any carbs, does it? So what is the rest of those calories coming from?
FAT.
At-fa. So
Yeah.
unless we're having a lion day, we don't want to have that sausage unless we're having a holiday. Does that make sense, everyone? Now, Elizabeth says, fat bus is coming. Not exactly. So eating that fat by itself will not dispatch the fat bus. But because it's so much fat, long chain triglyceride fat, it's going to linger around a lot longer and have the potential for storage. So we don't want to be eating something that's like eating a stick of butter, that sausage. The only way we would want to do that is if we want the flavor and taste of it. It has nothing, there's nothing good about it for us, nothing good. So the only time we'd want to eat that is I want some real sausage. That's what I'm craving, been craving it, need to get it out of my system, in which case you'd have a holiday or a lion day, because I know on a lion day, you're not having anything that would dispatch the honk. Does that make sense? Definitely want to stay away from that sausage. Not a good one. Not even on a lion day, even though we can make it work. It's not good for us.
Yep. It's
Correct, Debbie Hamby. Yeah, actually, it doesn't take long to figure out a lion day. They're very easy to have. Portion control is more important on a lion day than ever before. But you get full fat cheese and bacon and sausage and all those things you might feel like you've been deprived of. And then you have a 16-hour fast at the conclusion of your day. And that way, by the next day, that fat, we've digested it. And if you were to have a regular perfect day and get a little insulin secretion, you don't have to worry about the storage because you had a 16-hour fast. Oh, yeah, Juanita, that sausage will definitely cause gout for sure. Anybody else? Anything else today? You're welcome. You're welcome. I think they're talking to Tammy, but I'm going to take the praise as if it's my own.
Oh, Bryant, that's awesome. Hasn't taken your gout medication. It's so amazing when we have, I still remember the call we got a few years ago from a guy who didn't even tell us his name, but he wanted to leave a message through, and he had just lost 20 pounds, but the doctor took him off of cholesterol meds or something that he was taking. Do you remember? It was so profound to hear that after only 20 pounds that so much had changed in his need for medication. And I was saying it to somewhere yesterday that I just believe your body is craving the healing. It wants to heal. And as soon as you start treating it right, there's so much good that can be reversed or at least helped to live a more, pleasant lifestyle, because you're not, you're paying attention to what you're giving it. So that's awesome, Brian. I know that has to feel so good. So yay.
Thank y'all. Thank y'all.
Thank you.
Amanda says I'm on day 3 of Advocare 10-day reset and sticking to doing my WOW challenges and down 3.5 pounds.
Wow.
Great job.
Awesome.
Great
Yep.
job.
That's the way to do it. That's the way to do it. So.
Oh, thank you, Nelly.
I don't know. I love his hats too.
I'm turning into a hat man. Little style. I like these hats.
Yeah, well, you don't have much else to work with up here. So girls can wear hair up or down or makeup and all kinds of stuff. And so I love it. Brings out a little more.
Candy's asked me 2 or 3 times to explain the fat behind me. Now I know, Candy, I've explained this before, but I'm happy to do it again. This is a 5-pound fat model. Okay, will you grab the 1-pound one back there? This is a 5-pound model of fat. This is how much space, the exact amount of space that 5 pounds of fat takes up on the body. This is how much 1 pound of fat takes up on the body. Sleep apnea, right? By losing excess fat, we heal almost every single underlying disease that every American is dealing with just by following Shibboleth consistently for a little period of time. We would absolutely eradicate the need for most of the dollars spent on prescription medications. So this is a 1-pound fat model, and basically people can lose about, see where my fingers are? Up from here, up, from here, up. This is about 1/6 of 1 pound. You have to be in a calorie deficit to lose fat. The calorie deficit that most people are in here, if they're controlling insulin, they can lose about 1/6 of 1 pound per day. Does that excite y'all? Or do you get down and out if you only lose 1/6 of a pound every day? But if you thought about it right, every day that you do that, look at this. That much hunk of chunk is gone from your tail. That much hunk of chunk is gone from collapsing your esophagus. That much hunk of chunk is gone from the gut. Is gone from around the organs. Every single day that you have a perfect day. This much hunk of chunk. Isn't that amazing?
It is. It's a little bit, it can be a little bit all over, and then it could be all from
this program, I used to get in the shower and my belly button was so deep, when I would bend over, I bet 5 gallons of water come out of that thing. And now I've got an Audi. It's popped out inside out. I've lost so much weight with Shibboleth. Don't y'all want an Audi too? I always wanted an Audi. Now I got an Audi, almost. Not the car.
You kind of do, because I had my arms around your waist the other day, and I was like, "Well, you got something on your belly?" And,
yeah, it was sticking out. My belly button.
Belly was kind of poking out. I said, "Oh, that's your belly button." It's
yeah, Brian, I had one of them too. Echo, echo, echo. Bye, Patricia. Anybody else before we go? I think I've worn out my welcome here today.
Hey, Travis.
Yes, ma'am.
Lisa Kreider said that she has a friend that suffers from fibromyalgia and wanted to know if Shibboleth would help her. And I said, Shibboleth helps everyone.
Yeah. Helps everyone. There's no one that eating healthy won't help. Where you lose people is you say, for example, you can have a Diet Coke. They're eating like crap now, but you can have a Diet Coke and they go, oh, I'm not doing a program that will approve of artificial sweeteners. That's not who we are. Those are void replacements. There's no one on planet Earth that whole food combining, foods that grow from the ground and roam the earth, excluding any that you're allergic to, won't help. It helps every condition. Helps every single condition. Angela says, I have fibro and it definitely helps me. Absolutely. Helps every single condition. You might have to exclude some foods that you're allergic to, nuts, seeds, shellfish, or whatnot. But you might have to exclude artificial sweeteners. You might not have as much variety as the next Shibboleth person, but you'll still have plenty of variety and you'll still eradicate most of those underlying issues with a little effort. Anybody else?
Thank you, darling.
Thank you. Angela says, I went from a wheelchair to walking. Definitely helped.
Oh, I love seeing all these. Jerry's doctor took him off metformin.
Wow.
And that's awesome. There's I wish that we had a whole page full of people that just talked about the different medicines and stuff that people were taking off, because people have asked, does this help with diabetes? Does this help with but I have the thyroid condition, but I have this, but I have that. And yes, it helps with all of it. It's all of it. And it's just people get so hung up on the actual food piece that they can, or, think they can't eat, but it's really just about the rules. It's about the knowledge, because there's nothing that you can't have. You just know you just get the knowledge to know, how to eat right to achieve the goal that you're looking for. So whether you're vegan or whatever, or you're gluten-free, or you have to eat a certain way, it's just the knowledge. So that's why it's so hard to nail down a specific food list to give somebody in the beginning, because it's not about that. It's about the knowledge. So
Candy says, remember they have a weight loss group in Dalton, Georgia at Popular Springs Baptist, Thursdays at 6 p.m. If anybody's in North Georgia and needs an accountability class.
awesome.
April's off thyroid meds, iron pills.
Yay.
Teresa, I'm grateful for artificial sweetener. I am a sweet fiend, and I would be miserable if I told myself I can never have sweets. You be my sister. It's a great void replacement for me and for others that prevents us. It's a lesser evil, and it allows for us to lose the weight. So I'm thankful for them myself.
Mm-hmm.
Don't have to have them, but they've been helpful to me. All right, everybody, we appreciate y'all tuning in today. Little bit of a relaxed Friday, but we'll do it again soon. Hope y'all have a beautiful weekend. Watch out for the diet devil, for he is lurking. Bye, everybody.
Yes, he is. Bye, everybody.